Hi everyone, it's Bren here and I'm doing my video a little bit differently this week. I'm going to show you what I have just harvested. So I've picked all these beautiful, delicious edibles and lovely flowers from my garden. So if you would like to see me harvesting all of these and showing you what else has been going on in my garden this week, please stick around and watch the rest of the video. So starting off here over at the raised veggie garden area, I've got my harvest basket ready and I just need to grab the secateurs out of this rusty old post box. I'm pretty delighted because this week I can see that my garlic is growing up nice and strong. I have a couple of rows there and I have some more planted throughout these raised veggie gardens. I've been meaning to come around here and pick off the rest of my chilies, the Joe's Long chilies, which are down here, because I want to try and overwinter the plant. So I'm going to harvest all of these lovely chilies, whether they're green or whether they're red. I'm going to pick them off now. Oh look, there's a lovely one there. I'll pick this one off now. Lovely. Can't believe I've still got some chilies and we're only 2 weeks away from winter. It's awesome. So all the peas are starting to make their way up the climbing frames, and some of you may have noticed I've actually moved all of my seedlings that were all here and I've moved them up to the area where I usually store them, just up there. I'll have a quick look at it later. I have the calendulas are continuing to flower with lots of buds. These are probably one of the best annuals to grow here in my area over winter time because they just keep on flowering. And I've got a few different varieties growing in the garden, but these are the first ones that have started to flower. And I quickly wanted to show you these. These are Ranunculus that I soaked the corns overnight, and they're all starting to sprout out now, and these are in colours of white and pinks and purples. So I'll probably transplant them to bigger pots, or I will put them straight in the ground and they will flower in springtime. So I was actually just down there and I've popped up here now. This is where I have all my seedlings. So quite a lot of calendulas, nigellas, lots of annuals and perennials I've done from cuttings. I'll probably show you here a bit more next week. And I want to harvest a couple of little turnips from this bed. So we have some parsley, have some chard here as well. This one here is quite pretty. It has the red stems and the red veining throughout. I've also mixed some of these edible flowers. These are the Johnny Jump violas, and they're the cutest, daintiest little flowers you've ever seen. So I have a few of those plants here. I have to be really careful where I walk because this is where the calendula is, and also all of my bulbs that I put in here of the Dutch irises are starting to sprout up, so I just want to be careful I don't stomp on any of them. Okay, so over here, and this is where I've got these very cute little Japanese turnips, and these are like a smaller turnip. I'll pull this one out and have a look. I've never tried these before. This is the first year I've grown them, and I'm really excited to try them. I think turnips sometimes get a bit of a bad rap, but I really like them. I mean, I had them a lot when I was a kid, as I'm sure a lot of people in Ireland and England probably did as well. And I just wanted to try a different type rather than just the typical purple top ones, which I do want to grow as well, but I'll have a try of this and I'll tell you how it went next week. I grabbed a couple more of them and I'll pop them in here now. And in here I still have loads of radishes. They're all in here, all those lovely radishes. Might as well pull some more out. Whoa, that's quite a lot of soil. These are just so handy to have in the garden. I love how quick growing they are. Nice one here, lovely purple one. Oh geez, look at that, isn't that beautiful? Look at the colour on that one, it looks like a beetroot. Now the question is, in here I have one and I am not sure if it's a turnip or if it's just a really big radish. We'll pull it out and we'll check and see what we reckon it is. Wow, that one's huge. It's really big. I'm not really sure. It could be an oversized radish. I'll cut it open later and I'll have a bite and I'll let you know what I think. I have a few red Russian kale dotted around here in the raised veggie garden and here as well. Really love this. Look at the veins, the purple veins. I won't harvest that at the moment. Maybe in the next video I'll pick some of this off. But what I might do now is I might pick some of these lovely calendula flowers to bring inside and put in a vase. Just picked 3 off there and I quickly went inside and got a vase, so I'll pop them in here now. Okay, so I've just come out of the raised veggie garden area, which is just here. And remember last week I showed you I had the fire pit, which is over here. Well, I've just been setting this section up now. I just moved the fire pit out of the way and I put lots of my brassicas in here because I'm just getting so sick of them being eaten by white cabbage moths. So I put in, there's probably about 9 plants in here. Just a mixture of cauliflowers, broccolis. Yeah, that's what's in here, and hopefully they will grow. I do have a random potato there I showed you last week. I'm gonna have to dig that up and put it in maybe a grow bag and see how we go. So I'm over in a different section now, and this is my very last dahlia plant flowering, which my friend gave to me. She grew from seed. It's a cross between a red and white striped dahlia and the cafe au lait. Really beautiful. I'm going to pick some of them off and pop them in the vase. So there you go, I've picked 3 of them, and there's a bit of an orange theme going on with all the trees in the garden, the deciduous trees, their leaves changing colour. So I think I'm a bit inspired to just pick some lovely orange and yellow flowers, and there is a plant in the front garden that has lovely orange flowers. I'll go and pick some of them off and add them into this flower arrangement. And while I'm over here, before I go and pick those other flowers, I wanted to show you that I have started to make my fort, my pea fort for the kids. I was going to start it down here and have like a tunnel and then come around here in a semicircle, but I think I'm just going to leave it like this. I just need to put some kind of top on it, and if you notice this side the peas are a lot stronger, so they've just been growing along the ground, and I've just tied them up now. And over here this side they're still quite small. I think it's because in the summer this side gets full sun, but now because it's winter it's semi-shade, so they're not going to be as strong flowering plants, and they're only teeny at the moment. You see there's one there, it's only a tiny little baby. So let's go through to the front garden. Okay, so I'm gonna head down to where the 15-meter perennial border is, passing by this gorgeous camellia tree. It's still in flower, still putting on a lovely show, and this is the petal path that I've shown you before, and it's getting quite thick now. This makes amazing mulch, and what I do is, after all the flowers have fallen off, I pretty much just throw it back in under the tree, and it just gives the tree back its nutrients. Okay, so I'm over here. This is the flower I was talking about. It's kind of maybe a bit more lemonish yellow. This is called a Mexican marigold, and the flowers on it are lovely. They're kind of in clusters. I'll pick a couple of little stems off here. But you know, when I said perennial border, this is what I'm talking about. I mean, it's only about 18 months old and it needs so much work. It will take years and years before it looks anything decent, like any of those beautiful English perennial borders that you see. But I'll get there. It's a bit of a challenge. Anyway, back to this. I'll pick some off now. Grabbed a nice little handful there. Okay, so it's time for me to pull out these zucchini plants. They've had it now. I have some teeny little baby ones which I'm just going to harvest. These ones here, I'll pick these off too and cut them open and have a look. I'm not really too hopeful about these. They feel quite soft, so they might just need to go straight into the compost bin. I have to do something with these little ones. Cook them up. I could even, with this one, it's not exactly a whole meal, but I might be able to try and stuff the flower part. And these ones, oh, they might be edible. I'll still harvest them. Oh, this is a bit sad. No more zucchinis till next year now. And I'll pick off a few of these West Indian gherkins that I've had on quite a few of my harvest videos. I'll pick a few of these off. There you go. A couple there. I'll grab some more as well. These guys need to come with a warning sign on the seed label. Look how spiky they are. But to be able to still have that cucumber taste 2 weeks out till winter is pretty awesome. So in past videos I've shown you the orange tree in the back garden, which I'll show you soon, but I also have a couple more orange trees around the garden, and this one here is in the front garden, and the oranges are much bigger. Look at how big that one is. I'm going to harvest these 2 oranges now and we'll cut them open a little bit later to see what they look like inside. I'm pretty happy with the size of these because usually on this tree I don't really get many at all, and then I've got these this year and they're huge compared to my other orange trees. It's a nice surprise. I think probably the reason why this tree has kind of always struggled in the past is maybe because it's planted right beside this, which I'm sure is taking all the water out of the ground. But this year or last year I did a load of mulching in here and I noticed that it has really grown quite a lot, which is fantastic, and I get some more of these. So I'm around the back garden now, and that's one of the oranges I've just picked from the tree in the front garden, and this is the tree in the back garden. So although the oranges aren't quite as large, I'll go a bit closer and show you. It's way more productive. So many. So if I just come a bit closer, this one here, you can kind of compare the 2 of them. Well, it's not too much larger, slightly bigger I guess. Okay, so here's the lemon tree. Have a look. Oh, I can see a lemon over here. That one there, do you see it? That looks ready to pick off. I'll go and grab it. It's a nice sized lemon there. And there's still quite a few here developing. There's a cosmos I need to pull out. And there's a lot up there, very high up, that I don't know how I'm going to pick off. I'll have to get a ladder or something. I should have really pruned it last year. But for the moment, it's a lovely lemon. I never thought in my whole life that I would have a lemon tree and an orange tree in my garden. And around the corner here it's going to look a bit different. I don't know if you recognise it, but this is where all my zinnias were in this whole section, and I've pulled a whole lot out. They're over there now in a massive pile. I've been busy picking off the seed heads and collecting them for next year. So you have all the poppies there. They're peony poppies, pinks and purples. Have a few, there's a few purple bok choy, lots of weeds and some forget-me-nots. I have to get weeding in here, and then I need to tie this up here because that's a whole row of sweet peas. So I'm going to be planting up this area. It'll probably be planted up by next week, and I have to fix up this new pathway. There's calendula archades on either side. There's some sedum and some violas as well. It does look very different to what it did a couple of weeks ago. But that's your garden, isn't it? It's ever changing. Okay, I'm going to pick some of these here. I really want to take this vine out as well. These are the cucamelons. I'll pick a few of them off. I've got a vine here, and I've got 3 more up along the fence where the chicken coop area is. There's some more here. And I just noticed a little ladybug there. That's a lovely garden friend to have. This one eats like mildew, so if on your zucchinis or your pumpkins, if there's mildew on it, this lovely little garden beetle will fix that problem for you. The weather has been unusually warm this week. I was going to pull out my kiwana vine, but I thought I'd leave it a bit longer because some of them haven't quite ripened up, and it's been in the mid-20s, so I thought, you know, I'll leave it for a week and see how they go. But this one looks ready to pick off. That one's absolutely huge. I'll see. I'm not too worried about damaging the vine now at this stage because, oh God, it's so spiky. Because it's going to be pulled out. Can you see all those spikes on them? They are so super sharp. That will be one I'll cut open now as well and show you what it looks like inside. Okay, I'm still in the back garden. So the chicken coop's at the very back there. And I've got a couple of pumpkin vines in here I need to pull out. I really need to get on top of clearing this area out because it's just got really weedy and I want to get it planted up for spring. But I'm going to have a little forage through this section here because I still have these tiny little currant tomatoes that last year they lasted until around June, so I have noticed I have a few more there and I'll pick them off, just a few now. So this is what I'm talking about. These are the little currant tomatoes. They've just like self-seeded in this area and they're still edible. The skin has gone a little bit more tough, but it still has a lovely sweet tomato taste. And I'm just going to pull out a couple of the plants here. I'll probably next week just like clear the whole section, pull all the plants out and do a final harvest of them. But for the moment I'm going to pull these out, go over to where the basket is and pick them off. Okay, so I'll put these in here. I'm going to run inside quickly and get a knife so I can cut open a few of the goodies in here and you can have a look and see what they look like inside. Okay, I grabbed the knife. So the first one I'm going to cut open is this, the kiwana. So surprisingly inside it's quite a bright green colour. And what I do with this is I just scoop it out and eat it as is, like the way you would a passion fruit. And how I would describe the flavour is I think it tastes really similar to an overripe banana. Next up is this, the West Indian gherkin. I'll cut that one open. I think I have a bit of a thing for spiky food. Let me open this one up and see. There we go. So this one tastes very similar to a cucumber. You can see there's quite a lot of seeds in there and it is very spiky, and as I mentioned before, you just rub along the skin and most of the sharp points should just rub off. Although I find that now the vine's been in there quite a while, it doesn't seem to come off as easy. So what you can also do is just cut them in quarters and just bite out the inside. There's a cucamelon. I'll open this one up. It looks like a little mini watermelon, I think. Well, that's what a lot of people describe it as. The taste is more like a cucumber with a hint of lime or citrus. And I don't know, I can't say for everywhere, but these two have given me that cucumber flavour, and we're nearly in winter, so the vines have lasted quite a long time, longer than any of my cucumber vines have, so it might be worth just giving them a try. Okay, sorry, I'm munching on the cucamelon. I'm going to actually cut this open and see what it's like inside. This is from the front orange tree. I might have to do it without the camera in my hand. Wow, look inside, it looks pink. It almost looks like a grapefruit. What else did I say? I think it was the turnip thing, wasn't it? That I'm not sure if it's turnip or a swede. Where's that gone to? Here it is. There you go. Okay, I'll cut this one open and we'll check in inside this one. Okay, so I just tried some and it tastes like a turnip. How bad is that if I'm wrong? I can't tell the difference between a radish and a turnip. But I think it is just one of those turnips that I let get a bit too big. Oh my goodness, I just tried that orange from the front garden off the orange tree, and it actually isn't an orange tree, it's a grapefruit tree. I just can't believe it. I'm in absolute shock. So although that tree has been here since we bought the house, it's never really produced any fruit, and any fruit it has produced has been quite small, and I've just mixed it in with the oranges, assuming they were just oranges, and I'd only really get a handful. But this year I've been really mulching it really well, that whole area. That's where I concentrate on a lot of my mulching, and because of that I think it's just caused the tree to produce more fruit and larger fruit, and I can taste the difference now. Put this in here. Thank you so much for watching this week, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this garden harvest and tour and look around, see what's going on. And just a friendly reminder that I do post every week on the Thursday or Friday. So I'm going to head inside now and fix this up for my Instagram photo. If you'd like to go and check that out too, it's called Gigi the Garden Girl, and I post there a bit more regularly than here on YouTube, and I do record some videos that I put in the stories section if you want to go and have a look at them. But thank you so much for watching, and until next week, happy gardening.